Hey everyone, Live It Like Lisa here, back with another little Christmas DIY for you guys. What we're going to make today is some little tiny ice skates to use as Christmas decor. So I'm going to use these little baby Ugg boots that I got from Kmart for $5. They were on special. We are going to use these to make some little baby ice skates. Now these dark ones were the only color they had left. They did have a light pink pair, but it was a bigger size and they didn't look half as cute as these little ones did. So we're going to be painting it white first to try and at least get rid of some of the dark blue. And if I like it in white, I'm going to keep it white. But if not, we may go over it with some red acrylic paint as well. What I'm using to paint these with is just regular white chalk paint. Now, I just ended up taping up the soles because at this stage I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep the soles black or if I was going to also paint them in the white color. So I just taped them up, but you'll see later on I actually did just go over them with white chalk paint as well. So I ended up giving these, I think it was about 2 good coats of the white chalk paint before they were, you know, sufficiently light enough, I think, to accept the red paint. So yeah, it didn't take very much at all. All right, so our little boots have dried now. I didn't like the way the black was looking on the sole, so I've just gone over it with a bit of white, and we're going to be covering that with some ribbon anyway, but it just was a bit too much black on the boot. So at this stage, I had the intention of keeping these boots white, but you'll see later on I ended up painting them red. So I was putting the ribbon around the sole of the boots, but if you're going to be painting yours red, I would suggest painting them red first before putting the ribbon on, because you'll see later on, I mean, it still worked. I just had to be a little bit extra careful not to get any red on the ribbon. What I'm just using is some regular PVA glue just to stick the ribbon around the sole. You could use hot glue if you wanted to as well, but I just feel that this PVA wood glue has got a much stronger bond, so that's why I'm using that. So now I'm just going in with a little bit of this red trim just to finish it off around the top, and again just gluing it on with some of this PVA glue. So here is where I decided to paint the boots red. I have this beautiful crimson coloured red that I just picked up from Bunnings. I'll get the name of the colour down below. It looks very pinky red in the tin, but it actually dries like a nice vintage looking red. So yeah, I was really happy with this colour, and I picked this up to do a few other projects as well. So I was happy that I could also use it on this little project, and much prefer the little boots in red. So as you can see, because I've already stuck the ribbon on, you just have to be a little bit extra careful around the edges there to try not to get any on the ribbon. But if you were doing this project, I would actually obviously finish all your painting off first before you start decorating with ribbon. So that's just my little tip. But yeah, I much prefer these little boots in red. They do look adorable. Okay, so we're going to make the blade now. I'm just using the size of the boot and I'm just going to freehand a copy of that blade down below just to make a template so that we can then cut out some of this foam to actually create the blade. Now, if you don't have, I mean, this is just scrap foam that I've had from packing materials, but if you don't have this sort of stuff, you can use either a couple of pieces of cardboard stuck together to get the thickness that you want, or even some balsa wood from the hardware store that's easy to cut. Something like that would be ideal. So now I'm using this template to draw it onto the foam, and then we're just going to cut it out. And I'm just using one of these X-Acto knives to cut out the pieces. I found this worked reasonably well, a lot better than the scissors. We've got both our foam pieces cut out. What I'm going to do now is cover it with some of this glitter paper. Now, I'm only doing this to cover up the fact that it's actually made of foam. Because the foam, you don't have nice clean edges and you've got that rough sort of texture to the foam. I just want to really cover that up. If you're using balsa wood or cardboard that's a lot smoother, you can probably just paint straight over the top of it, either with some silver paint or even just put a whole heap of glitter over the top of it. So once that glue has dried, we're now going to go in and trim away all the excess paper. And then once you've done that, we're going to go along all the edges now that aren't covered with the silver paper. We're going to put a heap of PVA glue along those edges, and we're going to pretty much cover it with some silver glitter. So let's just pretend the boots have already been painted red. I'm just now measuring up some of this white fur to go around the top of them. I have no idea where I got this from or why I even bought it, but I know I've had it in my stash for years and it's finally come in handy. So we're going to cover the top of the boots with some of this white fur, and any of the excess we're going to tuck inside the boot to help hide all of that dark Ugg boot wool that's inside. So here they are in the red with me now actually putting the fur on. Again, I've just used the PVA glue. I'm just pressing it all in. And I've also kept the little tag at the back of the boots out as well. I've just sort of cut the fur around that and just glued it around it because I want to use these little tags to help tie them up so that we can string them up somewhere. So we're just going to let those dry now. All right, so to create the buckles on the boots, I have these little, I don't even know what they are. They were some sort of scrapbooking thing I got years and years ago, and I've never used them. So I just thought they'd make perfect little buckles on these boots. So I'm just going to use some E6000 glue, which is like a strong super glue, to glue a few of these on, and then we can create some laces to go in the boots. So I've used some check ribbon to put as the laces and just tied them up in a little bow at the top, and oh my god, how cute are these looking now. I'm so glad I painted them red. I love them so much. Now that everything is fully dried, you can see the blades are all nicely covered in silver glitter. We're just going to use some E6000 glue to glue these on. And here's the final result, guys. Oh my god, I am so happy with the way these have turned out. They are absolutely adorable. And I've just attached some ribbon on the back of them where those little loops were so that I can hang them up. All the blade is attached nicely now. And I love them so much. I really, really do. I hope you give this one a go, guys. It is super easy. There's nothing to it. And they're just going to make the perfect addition to your Christmas decor. And I'll show you what they look like hanging up at our entryway. Now, I still haven't fully decorated this area yet, but have a look how cute they look. Oh my God. So once I get all my other Christmas decor up and decorated in this area, they're just going to look so cute. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I've got so many more Christmas DIYs coming up for you over the next few days. And let me know if you give it a go yourself. I love these so much. I think this is my first, but I think it's going to be my favorite Christmas decor of this season. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.